So when the hormones go really high like this, what can happen is if you're stimulating autophagy and you've got hormones pumping through you, the two combined can be too much of a detox reaction, and you may feel horrible. Dr. Mindy here, and on this video, such an important topic. We're going to talk about what is the best fasting length for women. And if you don't have a cycle, sit tight, because I'm going to explain this for the cycling women first, and then I'm going to go to the women who don't have a cycle, so sit tight. And if you're new to my channel, I just want to say welcome. I'm a woman on a mission. We are going to get 1 million people fasting this year. The science, the stories, the application of fasting, it is all very clear to me that fasting is our way out of poor metabolic health. So sit back, enjoy the process of learning, and know that you are living in a miracle body, that when you fast, you tap into that miracle like nobody's business. So if you are new, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and as always, I love being on this journey with all of you. Okay, literally, this is my jam. This is like, I talk about this all day long. I'm writing a book on this. I'm applying it to women. Like, there is no doubt this is how women should fast. So let's go through it. And I'm really crazy excited to get this book out to you guys in 22. It's coming out. Sit tight. For now, you're getting straight from the book. You're getting some highlights. Okay, here we go. Here's the first thing I want to show you before we even go into the days. If you are a cycling woman, this is really what your hormones look like in a 28, 30-day period. So when these hormones get high, when they hit their peak, this is when fasting is actually going to be the hardest. When they go into their lows, fasting is going to feel so much better. So we want to mind these two peaks, the peak at ovulation and the peak the week before your period. But there's a little bit of nuance here, so I want to walk you through that. So first, let me go back to my board. Let's start with day 1 through day 10. So this is this period right here. I'm a visual learner, so let's look at this. Like when we look at this right here, your hormones, they're low. Once your period starts, they're low, and they're starting to ramp up. So from about day 1 to day 10, go ahead and fast. 3-day fast, 48-hour dopamine reset fast, 24-hour fast. This time of your cycle, you are going to find not only is your fasting effort so much easier, but you're going to find that you're lining up with what your hormones need, and it's going to have a groove to it that you may not notice in these other two times. So day 1 to day 10, this is when you are looking at fasting like a queen. However you want to fast, go for it. Okay, now when we get to day 11 to day 15, this is ovulation time, and we all ovulate at a different period of time, a different day. But in general, the general rule is when these hormones are really going high, you want to keep your fasts around 15 hours. And let me tell you, there's a little bit of a nuance here. What can happen is the closer you get to 17 hours with fasting, you stimulate something called autophagy. Autophagy is where toxins get dumped out into your bloodstream. A lot of times in autophagy, we repair the cells, but a lot of times the cells will go, oh my gosh, there's too many chemicals in here. I'm going to dump heavy metals, I'm going to dump microplastics, I'm going to dump phthalates, toxins in our environment. I'm going to go ahead and get that out of the cell, and it goes into your bloodstream and can give you detox symptoms. The second thing that can cause these stored chemicals to come out is an increase in hormones. So when the hormones go really high like this, what can happen is if you're stimulating autophagy and you've got hormones pumping through you, the two combined can be too much of a detox reaction, and you may feel horrible. So if that's you, and you're fasting really past 17 hours on day 11 to 15, and you're not feeling great, Stop fasting 17 hours. Keep it under 15. Day 1 through 10, you can go as long as you want, no problem. Day 11 through 15, you're gonna have to personalize this. You gotta decide if it's right for you or not. Day 15 to 19, we're back at a low point right here. It's back down low. So if you wanted to throw in a 3-day water fast there, that would probably work. Somewhere in this time period often is great for women to go into those longer fasts again. You know, if you're a woman trying to use fasting to lose weight, when you're down, the weight loss and the more pushing your fast to longer and trying to get yourself more unstick weight loss resistance, it can happen here and it can happen here where we lean into more keto, lean into more longer fasts. So day 15, you're back looking very much at the same kind of fasting length as you did at the beginning of the cycle, day 1 through 10. Okay, last one. This is super important. Day 20 until you actually start your cycle again. No fasting. If you are really fat adapted and you want to maybe go up to 13 hours, fine, but no more than 13 hours. So this is the time when your body's trying to make progesterone. And so as it's making progesterone, we don't want to stimulate cortisol in any way, shape, or form. So cortisol gets stimulated from exercise, it gets stimulated from traffic, having a tough conversation with somebody. There's a lot of ways that cortisol can get stimulated. But what we don't want is to use fasting as a tool to create more cortisol. That is not what we're looking for this week. These other parts of the cycle are not as vulnerable to that, but this part absolutely is. So this is a no fast zone. Those of you that are experienced fasters, you might be able to go up to 13 as long as your cycle is staying consistent and you're not losing any hair. This is a fasting zone, day 15 to 19. Great fasting zone, day 1 through 10. We bring it down under 15, day 11 through 15. So there you go. Those of you that have been listening to my videos, working with me for a while in my material, this shouldn't be unfamiliar to you. But if you are brand new to my channel, I want to make sure as a woman you set this up right for yourself. If you're listening to this and you're like, oh my gosh, this is really confusing, come join me in my Reset Academy. This is where we have brought so many beautiful women together. We're teaching women how to fast. We're working out together. We're teaching women how to eat. I got a really cool thing I call Coffee Chat on Saturday mornings where I'm really talking about mindset around health. It is an amazing membership program. So if you want to know more about my Reset Academy, just put Reset Academy in the comments and my team will send you a link. But there you go. Women, this is how you do it. Oh, before I forget, women that are postmenopausal or don't have a cycle, stay tuned. I've got a whole nother video for you. I'm going to show you what are some good variations that you could be applying. So, but there you go. As always, don't give up on yourself. You were born in a miracle as a woman. You come with a lot of superpowers. So I want to make sure you're using fasting to magnify those superpowers. As always, I hope that helps. And if you've been using these techniques, put it in the comments so the newbies can see. I watch a lot of you guys say, hey, you know what, Dr. Mindy's strategy for women in fasting, it works. It does work. So put it in the comments so everybody can see how it works and why it worked for you. Hope that helps.